Welcome back. The Bharatiya Janata Party is all set to grill the government at the upcoming assembly session scheduled on the 10th of this month. Briefing media persons, leader of the opposition Manohar Parrikar sought to assure the public that the BJP in Goa would not disturb any working day of the assembly as was done by his higher-ups in the parliament.
आमी अकाउंटेबल आसा अशें खंयचेच कामकाज डिस्टर्ब जावचें ना हाची आमी काळजी घेतले. माझे शब्द रीड माय लिप्स और नोट डावन माय वर्ड्स. लोकांक ज्या जाग्यार आमी अकाउंटेबल आसा थंयसले खंयचेच कामकाज विधानसभेतले आमी स्थगीत किंवा थारावचे ना.
Mr. Parrikar disclosed that the opposition will embarrass the government for not thanking Governor S.C. Jamir after his speech at the last assembly session.
10 तारखेक जेन्ना गव्हर्नराचे भाशणाक आमी वतले तेन्ना गव्हर्नराक एकूच प्रश्न आमचो आसतलो की तुजे फाटल्या भाशणाचें कितें जालें. नवीन सरकार येतकच भाशण आनी आमी चड विचारपाक कारण आसा. नवीन सरकार येतकच भाशण जे गव्हर्नर करता तें भाशण जर ताका थँक्स मोशन परतो दिलो ना जाल्यार हाजो अर्थ सरकारा कडेन योग्य ती ताकद ना.
He said that he will also seek inquiry into the expenditure of organizing cultural festivals during IFI.
की ते मुख्यमंत्र्याच्या दारान आनी घरान पावल्ल्या. फिल्म फेस्टिवल फॉर एग्जाम्पल जबरदस्त करप्शन जाल्ल्या. 14 crore स्पेंडींग ऑन दॅट थिएटर एंड रिनोवेशन ऑफ कसली ती मेकॅनिज पॅलेस काय कितें तरी. इज अ बिग फ्रॉड. इन्वेस्टिगेट रोल ऑफ ऑल दीस पीपल हू आर इनवॉल्ड in these entertainment programs. Immediately सगळे पोरूचे येतले. ओनू चड आसा मोठ्या प्रमाणाचे स्कॅम.
Mr. Parrikar, while hinting that the Governor S.C. Jamir has become a burden on the state exchequer, disclosed that he would demand an inquiry into his expenses.
पॉलिटिकल म्हणटा कारण तो नागालँडान कितले येवपाक गेला हाजी चवकशी जावपाची गरज आसा. ताजो खर्च कितें चल्ला गव्हर्नराचो हे जावपाची गरज आसा. नागालँडान तो पॉलिटिकल काँग्रेसच्या कामा खातीर नागालँडान वतालो आनी हाजो पुरावो म्हाका दिसता नागालँडाच्या अंडरग्राउंड हांच्यांनी ताका थंय इशारे मारतलो आनी ताजे हल्लो सुद्दां केलो.
He also pointed out the failures of Health Minister Vishwajit Rane.
ज्या पद्दतीन हेल्थ मिनिस्टरान तरेतरेच्यो घोशणा केल्ल्यो he has miserably failed in actually complying with them. घोशणाचेर घोशणा चालू आसात. प्रत्यक्षान खंयचीच हॉस्पिटलां सारकी चालू जायना.
Reacting to the Chief Minister Digambar Kamat's statement that the SEZ movement was started by the BJP, leader of the opposition challenged him to make public any documentary evidence that the BJP is involved, and if so, he will quit politics or Mr. Kamat should step down.
Kamat can show a single correspondence with any of these 15 approved SEZs people. म्हणजे के रयजा आसत, रयजान कंपनी आसत, मागीर ती पॅराडिगम, प्लॅनेट व्यू कोण कोण जे आसा 15 जाणांक एप्रुवल दिली. येत्या बरोबर जर तूं कॉरस्पॉन्डन्स म्हज्या काळान दाखयत तो फॉर पर्पज ऑफ SEZ कॉरस्पॉन्डन्स दाखोवचो ना जाल्यार आय वील लीव पॉलिटिक्स. अदरवायज ही शूड लीव पॉलिटिक्स.
Can anyone in the peaceful state of Goa believe that 2 persons were directed to be arrested allegedly at the behest of the Transport Minister for simply requesting him to make space for another car in the ferry?
This incident have made the victims wonder whether they are living in a democracy or whether the ministers in the Aam Aadmi government are a law unto themselves. According to Kim Miranda, wife of Roy, son of former Benaulim MLA, late Ilu Miranda, at around 3:30 on Sunday, they along with their minor children were waiting for their turn to board their ferry at Sant Stevon to come to Old Goa, when the minister in his official car zoomed past them in the ferry. And to worsen the situation, parked the car right in the middle of the ferry, thereby blocking entry of other vehicles. Worse still, one of Transport Minister's constituents was about to board the ferry on his way to the airport. Platini Fernandez, a Youth Congress member who was driving his brother to the airport, requested the minister to make space for his car. At the same time, Kim too requested as she had minor children with her, and both their requests were turned down.
We didn't know at that point of time. They went and they requested Mr. Matkaikar if they could kind of be accommodated in the ferry because there was a flight to be caught by one of the occupants. and he refused, or he didn't seem to kind of oblige in any way. In the meanwhile, I got out of the car and went, because I had my 2 children and we had to drive back a long way. So, and we had also driven here a long way, nearly 2 hours, and we were told this was a shortcut to get back. So I went and I requested, but he rolled the glass up, at which point of time I asked him, I said, when you need a vote, you see, you request your people to vote for you. And now when the people are asking you, for something, you seem to be, totally non-committal and not cooperative with it.
At the refusal, other commuters joined in to support the victims, and in the melee, a verbal discussion erupted between commuters and the personal security officer of the minister, which resulted in PSO allegedly physically assaulting Kim Miranda.
There was at least about 20-25 people who were screaming and shouting in support of all of this, and some of them banging the vehicle. In this, my husband came to my rescue because the PSO pushed his hand at me, alright, and shoved me.
As the ferry departed, PSO at the behest of the minister called the Old Goa cops and directed to arrest Roy Miranda and Platini Fernandez. By the time these families reached the Old Goa jetty, police were waiting for them. At the police station, Roy and Platini were placed under preventive arrest by the police. To release them, bail had to be secured from sub-divisional magistrate, and being a Sunday, all the offices were closed. PSI Pednekar, attached to Old Goa police, refused to give even the address of the SDM's residence to the victims.
Did the police give you the address
No,
or the phone number?
no, they did not. They said they did not know it. We have to go to Porvory for it. So we spent, by this time it's now about 8 o'clock in the night, and we are searching for the SDM's house. Now after about an hour and a half of searching, we found the SDM's house, but he was not at home. So we waited for about 15-20 minutes. When the gentleman concerned came, he was kind enough to hear in the parking lot itself our case, and he signed the paper. We had to go back to the police station, whereby the say was had to be typed out, which took another hour.
And while Kim and her advocate Jawad Dias went back to the SDM with the reply, Roy and Platini were put behind bars with Roy's children looking on.
Where my husband, when we left them, we were sitting on a bench with the police and watching the television. When we reached there, Platini's mother is sitting at the police station outside, and both my husband and Platini are in the lockup. This sight was totally shocking for the children. My husband and Platini Fernandez were treated like criminals.
Ironically, Kim has also made a complaint that she was assaulted by the minister's PSO, but the Old Goa cops are yet to register the complaint.
We tried to meet the Transport Minister Pandurang Matkaikar, but were not allowed by his personal assistant. Time for a short break. You're with Goa 365.